Hi, I love horror. Do you? Welcome to Love Horror Podcast Episode 11. Next week, I will take a look again at some more trivia from the Friday the 13th franchise. I've technically done them all because I've done 1 through 10, but I'm going to move on now to the spin off Freddy vs. Jason and the 2009 reboot Friday the 13th. I know I keep saying this, but I am still looking into doing another interview episode with an indie filmmaker. In the meantime, I'll refer you back to episodes 3 and 8, which are a couple of interesting episodes I did containing interviews with independent filmmakers. In this episode, I'm going to talk a little about 3 British comedy horror movies, which you may or may not have heard of. We have the 2009 movie Doghouse, the movie Lesbian Vampire Killers, also from the same year, and the 2012 movie Cockneys vs. Zombies. Doghouse. A group of men travel to a remote village in England for a boys' weekend. Upon their arrival, they find out that there is a zombie outbreak that only affects women. The tagline is "The Battle of the Sexes just got bloody." The film is from 2009 and stars Noel Clarke from Doctor Who fame, Stephen Graham and Danny Dyer, directed by Jake West and distributed by Sony. The film received mixed reviews and it had an estimated budget of $4 million, but unfortunately, I don't know how much profit it may or may not have made. We have then the 2012 movie Cockneys vs. Zombies. As the title suggests, it's about a group of Cockneys who arm themselves to rescue their grandfather and his friends from their retirement home during a zombie apocalypse, which takes place in the East End of London. What that description doesn't mention is that they are actually a group of amateur bank robbers because their grandfather and his friend's retirement home is going to be demolished. So they go and rob a bank, or at least attempt to rob a bank. Then when they come out of the bank, they discover that there's a zombie outbreak. For those of you who perhaps aren't from the UK and don't know what a Cockney is, it's simply somebody who's born in the East End of London. This is the first feature film of Mathis Hone, I think I'm saying that right. The movie has a fairly large cast, including Harry Treadaway and Michelle Ryan, who happens to be one of my favourite actresses, the other being Grace Kelly. Michelle Ryan is best known in the UK for her roles in Doctor Who, Jekyll, and the soap opera EastEnders, but she is probably best known to US audiences as Bionic Woman. The film also stars veteran actors Richard Briers, this would be his last film, and Honor Blackman. It received mostly positive reviews by the critics, but I don't know what its budget was, nor can I seem to find out how much it made. Lesbian Vampire Killers, the movie with the most ridiculous title on the list. From Rotten Tomatoes, it revolves around Jimmy and Fletch, 2 buddies who wind up in a British village with dozens of women caught up in a vampire curse, driven by a lust for each other's bodies and an insatiable craving for human blood. The tagline is, "They won't go down without a bite." It stars James Corden, OBE, Matthew Horn, my Anna Burren, and my favourite actor, Paul McGann. Paul McGann plays a bit of a Van Helsing type character in this movie. He is perhaps best known for playing the 8th incarnation of the Doctor in the 1996 Doctor Who TV movie, and then again in 2013 in the mini-episode, The Night of the Doctor. Lesbian Vampire Killers received largely negative reviews. Okay, so would I recommend these movies? Yes, I would actually recommend that you watch them at least once, give each a try. However, by far the best on this list is Doghouse from 2009. That is my favourite on this list. I'll put links in the description to trailers for all 3 of these movies, probably on YouTube. As a reminder, you can find and subscribe to this podcast in the iTunes podcast directory. If you have any suggestions for the next episode or just this podcast in general, then you can email me at lovehorrorpodcast@yahoo.co.uk. That's Love Horror Podcast, all one word without the question mark. Love Horror Podcast at yahoo.co.uk. Thanks for tuning in.